So if we watch our misfire counter on number 3, we can actually hear the misfire. So if I hold my accelerator pedal lightly, they're gonna come back right now. There. So it's a very light misfire, but under load, it misfires extremely poorly. Alright guys, so we're going to clean the spark plugs on this Audi. It's got a misfire. We're going to just make sure it's not the spark plugs. It's very common that they get carboned up, especially in the cold weather. They don't fire under load. So remove those 2 screws. Once you remove the screws, pull your harness back. Okay, once you have the harness back, so we're going to label these. Once you have them labeled, remove them. We're only labeling them so we can check to see if there's misfires after. So we're going to remove all these spark plugs now. And the reason we label them is in case there is a misfire, we can identify if it's a coil and which coil it is. So if we take a look at the coils, they're not in the best shape, and take a look in there. So do you think that's going to make the best possible contact possible? So we're going to clean these coils, all 4 of them. And I'm going to pull the spark plugs out and clean those. So give me a minute. So here are our spark plugs. So here's number 1. Not looking too fresh. We're going to clean that up. Here's number 2. Also not looking so fresh. Here's number 3, which I tried to do a quick cleaning on it. I don't think I did a great job. Not looking fresh either. Here's number 4. Even the gap doesn't look good. It should be 32. So first thing we're going to do is clean them all up. So here's one that I cleaned up. I can probably do a little bit better job doing that, but like it doesn't look great. Okay, so all the spark plugs are clean, scrubbed, some dielectric grease, and clean these up. So when I get home, I will put everything together and we'll see if she's running without a misfire. Okay, so if we check our misfire counter now at idle, we got 0. We're going to let the vehicle warm up and we're going to come back and check everything out. But yeah, this car is a common problem. Alright guys, so all the spark plugs are clean, and under misfire I had a counter of 80 misfires on cylinder number 1. So we definitely have an issue with cylinder number 1. So I had previously swapped coil. The original misfire was cylinder number 3, and I originally swapped the coil with cylinder number 1, and now under load you're getting severe misfire. Let's see if I can get it to duplicate it right here. See that? Under load, handbrake up. Look at that. So under load, heavy misfire, cylinder number 1. That could be a secondary ignition issue. So either the spark plug's still bad, which I doubt because I swapped the coil on that cylinder. So I think we have to do coils on this car. The only thing we can do is swap coil 1 to 4, but I've already swapped it from 3 to 1. So this car definitely just needs a tune-up. The coils probably just doesn't have enough energy under high demand to get the spark across. So that's what we're going to be changing on this vehicle. Now you can see now it's got a random misfire from that single misfire. So let's check codes quickly. So you can drive it very lightly, but you can't drive this car under load. Now you can hear it's back to misfiring. So let's check trouble codes. We should have misfire cylinder number 1 now. No, there it is. Cylinder number 1 misfire, fuel level too low. Okay, yeah, we do have low fuel level, that's why that's on. Random misfire detected, upper limit exceeded. So that's the diagnosis for this. Needs some coils, so we're gonna have to order those up. Here are misfire counters. So let's start the vehicle up. It has brand new coils from Bosch and brand new NGK plugs. Now if you take a look at our fuel trims, they're pretty good. Short term and long term are great. and I just went for a drive. Okay. Oxygen sensors are reading great. So I don't see any issues here, so it looks like the vehicle's repaired, but what I did notice is the rear coolant flange may be leaking again, so that may be something else we have to tackle. It's been almost 2 years since I replaced it, and I know those are known for leaking constantly. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out on that rear flange, but I may be just dropping the motor due to the chain. So, okay guys, so the story on this is last year the vehicle had a really bad misfire in the winter, in like the dead of winter, cold, minus 10, 15 degrees Celsius. And I was moving the car from one spot in my garage to outside, and I never let it warm up, and then it fouled the plugs with fuel. So I ended up just cleaning the plugs off, blowing out the cylinders, and then the vehicle ran fine. No issues. So then this year, dead of winter, minus 22, driving home from work, on the highway, I punch it, and I just get like a hard miss, like a dead cylinder, like ding, 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 shaking. I knew right away, check engine light flashing, I knew it was something to do with the ignition. So I just cruised home, never put any load on it. As soon as I got home, I cleaned off the spark plugs, put everything back together, still misfiring. Under idle, you could hear it like pop, 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 pop. And then under load, heavy misfire, like the counter would skyrocket to like 50. I'm sure I'm gonna show it in the video. So I knew there was definitely an ignition problem, like the spark couldn't jump under the high load, so it was taking the easiest way out, which was not through the spark plug. So I replaced with all new spark plugs, all new ignition coils. I probably could have got away with just the coils because the plugs didn't look too bad, but I replaced everything, went for a drive, no misfires under hard load. Keep in mind, the variable today is it is not freezing like it was those days, but I could just tell that it wasn't, it's fixed now. But now the rear flange on the back of the head that everyone knows is notorious for leaking, even though I replaced it 2 years ago, it looks like it's kind of leaking a bit again. Keep in mind it was so cold that like you do get expansion and contraction of the metal and plastic, and it leaked out at least like, I don't know, like a big capful, maybe like 0.1 of a liter, maybe less than that. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm gonna clean it all off and watch it, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be replacing that. I just wanted to drop the motor and do the rear chain, so I didn't have to waste money on this coolant, which is so goddamn expensive. All right guys, thanks for watching. Hope it helps someone out. If it doesn't, then I don't know what to say. Have a good day.